here, and I'm happy to bring you the expert interview series. So this is where online business experts come together, and well, I've gathered them together, and we are doing interviews for this month and next month. And the reason I'm doing this is because, well, we're almost to the end of the month of the year, and 2018 is starting, and I know that what stops a lot of people is that implementation, taking bite-sized pieces and being able to implement them. And so that's what the experts are going to talk about. They're going to give you one strategy that you're going to be able to take and implement. And yeah, so I'm really excited about this. And I want to introduce myself. I'm Lisa Mizels. I'm the host of the Expert Interview Series, and I'm also the founder of Famana, my company, and the creator of the internationally acclaimed Empowered Living video show. And I'm also an online visibility strategist, and I help coaches and healers mainly with their get to know that one big tip. I'm a huge believer also in understanding why people are doing what they're doing. And I think that helps a lot of entrepreneurs because they don't go real deep into their why. So we're going to be hearing from the experts why they're doing their business. And today, my expert is going to be talking about creating multiple streams of income by leveraging existing products and, there you go, by leveraging existing products. And so welcome, Mary Joyce. Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's great to join you.
Yes, I'm excited. And you're joining me all the way from where you're in the UK.
Yeah, I'm in London, UK, and we're just going into our late afternoon here, so getting nice and snuggly for winter's definitely arrived. It's a very cold day today. Oh, lovely. Just a notification from Deb. She's in New Syracuse area, so.
Awesome. Hi, Deb. Thanks for being here. This is great. Okay. Well, before we dive in, let me just tell the listeners a little bit about you. So Mary Joyce is known as the Resource Queen. She is a certified trainer, a speaker, a writer, and a mom of 2 beautiful children. She works with business owners, organizations to maximize their resources, leverage strategic partnerships, and grow their tribe and build a solid, profitable business, which is what we all want, right? A solid, profitable business. All those things are important. Her clients include UK government agencies, charitable organizations, corporate clients, and entrepreneurs who want to grow and leverage their time and resources, setting systems in place to automate and get ready to reach the next level of growth and profit. She's a master connector and a born leader who has a global network of partners who support and promote her and her clients' services. So welcome and thank you. And let's start off with your big why. What is your big why? What is the reason that you're doing what you're doing?
Well, I think it sort of tells you in my bio, I've got children. So in order for me to be able to work and be available, my son's now just gone into high school. So and we're dropping him off, picking him up. So it's very important for me to be able to manage my own time. So I'm available and being there for them as they're growing up, because those childhood years are precious. So I've been very fortunate. I've been able to be at home, work from home, sometimes travel, but on the most I'm at home with them and able to make those important dates in their life.
Yeah, that is important. It goes by just like that. My kids are 23 and 24, and it goes by really fast. I'll just say that.
My oldest girl, she's starting to drive now. So, just learning how to drive. So it's scary.
Oh yeah, that's a fun time. Fun time with them for sure.
And
so let's dive. Oh yeah, definitely. I want to dive into. Well, let me just ask you, because you have so many different things that you do and people that you work with, and you're a born leader and a connector. How does this just come naturally, and how did you kind of fall into what you're doing now?
I think it kind of happened by accident. My background, I actually worked as a therapist I worked, obviously in full-time employment before my children were born, and then I started doing like as a massage therapist, working from home around the children, and I started using Facebook. And then I was getting all my clients from Facebook, from Google, everyone that was coming and was reaching out to me through there. I was running a page. I was getting so much interaction, built quite a big community on there. And then people were asking me how I do how I was creating this online community, and then that sort of transferred, and this is quite a while ago, when everyone saw your post and whatever you posted got visibility, and there wasn't many of us around. We're talking, oh crikey, into maybe 10 or almost 10 years ago maybe. So, and then it sort of grew from there. I started teaching others, training. I started going into more personal development and coaching, started getting clients online, started creating my own programs, my own trainings. I've done a lot of projects in the local community here, and it sort of grew out of that, really. So I'm so grateful for the internet. It's a godsend.
Right, I know. Yeah, and when it doesn't work like it hasn't here for a couple of weeks, it's like well, I got a lot done. I'll have to say that. I went through all of my drawers when my internet was out, but for business online, I mean, I live in a rural area out in the middle. I always say I live in the boonies. There's 45 minutes each town. So for me, online business that's why I'm doing my business online. That's why I'm doing what I do. So yeah, I agree. It's great. So let's dive into the meat of this, and let's talk about your being the resource queen and how to leverage your income.
Well, I think because we tend to, being online, it comes with the territory, comes creating a lot of content, and sometimes you might not think that you're a content creator, but if you look through your social media, your online presence, you've actually created over the years, and if you've been around for a while, you would have created quite a bit of content. And a lot of that, sometimes people don't know what to do with it. If you've run any programs or any trainings, it's very easy to take those and then just package them up and resell them. So it's you kind of look, anytime if I do something, I know I'm always going to reuse it, and that's where it becomes being resourceful. I'm not going to create something and not use it again and again. I've done programs, bespoke trainings for companies, and then what I've done is just recreated that, taken little pieces from this training, that training, added it together and created something new, or even simplified, or go into one area in real depth. So say for example that you were a relationship coach. It could be, someone's having problems in their relationship. You could do a short training on, how to keep your relationship growing. You can just record an audio, or even have a book, a workbook. I think relationship is probably the wrong one for me to choose. I should have taken a better example. But I think you get the idea. It's just taking what you've already created, repackaging it, looking at a different angle, going into real depth, and looking at what else you can offer or how you can change that. And I think sometimes we overwhelm, and I know you work with a lot of coaches and other consultants, so you probably know that sometimes people overwhelm their clients with too much information, and sometimes stripping it back and just giving the basic things is a lot better, because people can grasp it then, and they can implement.
Absolutely. And that's the whole reason I'm doing this series with one strategy or tip from each guest expert, because we do get overwhelmed. There's so much information coming through our email, through our, social media, doing, do this, do this, do this. And people get stuck. They get frozen. So tell us some examples of how to repurpose, how to recreate and repackage some things. What does that look like at the end product?
So, for example, say if you've had a blog post, and a lot of popular blog posts are 3 ways to do something or 7 ways to do something else. If you just took one of those ways and really went into real in-depth and really explained step by step and broke it down, that can become a program, that can become a training. There's a lot of resources out there nowadays that you don't have to use your own platform. You don't have to have your own back end, of delivering things. I don't know if you've heard of Udemy, one of those, you can actually put courses on there, just a 1 hour training or even a half an hour training. And that platform lets you lay out all your trainings beautifully, step by step, and anyone who signs up there, and you can actually get new clients from that platform as well. And there's lots of others out there as well. That's just one example. So it's just going into much more detail, expanding on what you already have created.
I love that. And then just thought, made me think of some of the social media posts that we put out there. We put them out there and then they go away, but there is a way to keep them, right? You can just, copy and paste them, or you can go through and find them. And do you have any recommendations around that?
Yeah, definitely, because Facebook allows you to download all your media anyway. It allows you to download everything. But even what I do, I use Messenger, and I'll send myself stuff. So it's held to the cloud. It's not on my computer, so I'll use it as a storage facility. I've done telesummits with a colleague of mine, and she's in New York, and we literally just use Facebook messages to store all our stuff, and it's going, and I mean, we're probably at about 20,000 messages now or something. But you can scroll through there, you can save it back again, but even as a file on your computer or on Google Drive or one of those things, just and laying it out and looking at, because like you say, you've done a post, it's really good, you've probably got a program there, you've probably got a training there that you've shared. I done a free 30-day Grow Your Tribe event, and the amount of content that I'd put together there, and that's a whole training, and then I was able to repackage it and resell it again. So it was something free I'd done, and then I was able to turn it into a training, and then I was able to adapt it again to go into corporates and use some of the content when working with clients. So your content is valuable, as long as you're giving value.
Sure. Yeah. So let me ask you a question. How much editing do you do? Like, if you do a free course and then you package it up, how much editing do you recommend people do?
That is something I outsource. I've got a great copy editor and a lady that I've worked with for quite a while. So I do tend to outsource that, because that is not, I could do it myself, but it's not my favorite amount of time. So I normally that's something I can outsource. You can do it yourself, but I would think that you just want it to look that it's professional. Some people might record the whole thing again, especially on the audio piece. With some of, there's a lot of editing tools out there that, if there's long gaps or anything, you can edit things out so that the flow, and if there's any irrelevant chit chat or anything like that, you can always edit those pieces out and make them shorter so they're, bite-sized trainings. And, once you re-listen to them, you can actually just take out the key pieces. And of course, you can use some of that as well for social media posts. When you're promoting it, those are going to be sound bites that you use to promote it with the link. So just it's really good to go and listen back to what the listen back to the work you've done in the past as well, because there's some gems.
Yes, absolutely. I've created a lot of free online, challenges and mini courses and things like that are actually packaged up now to be a program, because there's so much value in them. So yeah, this is great information. And repurposing your, we lost Mary Joyce. Hopefully she'll be back in a second. This happened before. But this is such a great topic to learn about and to remember when we are creating all of this information that we're creating, to take little bits and pieces out of it, and to be able to go ahead and, repackage it, repost it, promote it in a different way. Fantastic. And I don't know if Mary Joyce is going to be able to get back, but Oh, there you are. Good. I'm
I
glad
just
you were able to
refreshed
get
the page, so hopefully that fixed things. But just one other
Yes.
point I just wanted to add was that sometimes you said you've got a lot of free content that you've created. You can actually partner with somebody else if they're doing a program that can be a supplementary extra program for them, and then that introduces you to a whole new audience. I've gotten many clients like that by gifting my product, one of my things, and to them, because that boost, that's like a bonus, and particularly it must be complimentary. You can't be way out there where it has no relevance to your, to their audience. So that's another way.
Absolutely, yeah. That's a great point. I have a couple people that I partner with that in their nurture sequence, as they're welcoming people in, they're giving value, and then they're giving, one of my gifts away for free as an added value to their audience. So that's a great way too, is to get in someone's nurture sequence, and share that way. So awesome. So I want to know what you're taking a stand for. What is it that you want people to know? What is it that one thing?
Well, I think I do a lot of work where I've done in the community for women, particularly women who have been maybe long-term unemployed, also people who are coming into the country and might not necessarily have a community, they don't speak, or they've come from a very traumatic background, or even, experienced domestic abuse. So for me, it's very important that we empower, and I know it's overused, empowering women and everything, but definitely that we work together, collaborate. Some of my WSA partners, I'm also on the leadership team at Women Speakers Association. So for anyone who's looking to get their message out there, that's a wonderful organization for women speakers. But definitely working together and, helping, giving a helping hand to each other and lifting each other up. And that's why I love online, because I've been connected to so many amazing women globally, so I just feel very blessed that we're in this time to be able to do that.
I know, me too. I totally agree. This is I mean, you have so many fans that are on watching you today too. Everybody has wonderful things to say about you, so it's great. I'm going to put your website up so people can see how to get a hold of you. But are there anything, any fun new projects or anything that's exciting coming up that you want to talk about?
I am going to be bringing together a new program, and it's really the 4 P's of creating an online business, and that's really the problem you solve, packaging it up, the price, and I can't remember what the other P was now. It's just because I haven't got my notes in front of me, but I'm just in the process of putting that together, because I have, and this is one thing, and I was going to write, do a newsletter today, and I've taken, sometimes you step into the spotlight, but this is the great thing about this business. I've been able to stay online, do work, and then step back and do work offline. So it really does give you this amazing flexibility, and your business can keep running while you don't actively have to be there. So it's a wonderful gift, I think.
Yes. So your program is going to go into how to kind of create the content, leverage the content that you've already got, and how to create like an evergreen program that you can leverage. And yeah, awesome. Perfect. Great. And then I've posted Mary Joyce's resourcequeen.com website up there. And so if there's anything anybody wants to know from Mary Joyce, is that the best way to get in touch with you, or is there?
Anything Resources Queen, you'll find me. And I didn't want, I've been resistant. I went on Snapchat. I haven't got anything on there. I don't know how to use it because the kids are on there, so you don't want to be hanging around with the children. Yeah. But it's quite fun.
That's how I know my kids are okay, is that they posted on social media somewhere.
That's exactly
That's great. I know. That's awesome. Okay, so you're on Snapchat, you're on Facebook, and you've got a website. Are you on Instagram? Instagram is fun.
It's so fun.
Now, how
amazing people on there.
Yeah, and so what are you finding? Tell us a little bit about Instagram and what you're finding as far as what you do as a connector, as a leader, as a course creator and resource leveraging person. what is it that Instagram does for you?
Well, I think
How do
because
you work it?
It's so visual, and there's one company I work with. I work with this Polish anti-aging company. I run some trainings from there for them, and been using Instagram there, and it's been great for bringing customers, but also bringing new business partners in. So it's been successful in that, because the pictures and the images, they really connect with people. And I think it just makes, allows us to, I think it just hits that creative buzz. We can get to be creative, and post beautiful pictures. So we really get to connect with people.
Absolutely. I think this is great. You've got some fans.
From Poland. Some of my Polish. That's the funniest thing, content, because I do training. So now all this content has to be translated, and then it has to be translated into multiple languages. So that's the thing, we don't have to be shut down by even language nowadays. Your content can be translated into so many different languages.
Oh, that's great. It has been so great talking to you. Is there anything else that we didn't touch on that you want to say, or anything I missed?
No, I just think for anyone out there, just, now's the time to do something. If you haven't, time to shine, get your content out there, test the waters, put things out there, there's room for everyone.
Yeah. That's such a great point. I totally agree. There's room for collaboration. If they're not competitors, right? They're potential partners, or they're people to learn from, or it's like everybody has their own uniqueness that connects with their tribe. So that's a great point to end with. And so thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you taking the time. And I know that the listeners have loved you and are going to receive some great information from doing this. And if there's one action step that you can tell them to take, what would that be? Like, from all the information that you gave them, what's the next step that they need to do?
It's just re-look at what you're doing. Go back into the archives and look at all the magic that you've already created.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you so much. Thanks so much for being here, and thank you, listeners, viewers, for watching. And we'll be on again tomorrow. So watch for the next expert interviews. Check the videos, because there's more in the video vault. So thank you so much, Mary Joyce, for being here. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Lisa.
Okay, we'll talk to you later.